interview to our channel, you already said that Kazakhstan is a strategic partner of Hungary, and the energy sector is one of prioritized in our cooperation. So how do you see the future of this particular cooperation, taking into account Kazakhstan's ambitions in developing nuclear power and renewables on its territory?
Well, we have signed the agreement on establishing strategic cooperation back in 2014. And I think it's not an exaggeration to say that this year has been the most successful among all 9 years since 2014. And I think it's a big success for both of us, given the fact that the world has been undergoing a really challenging period, including the political, economic, and security-related crises all over the world. And the fact that we are so successful this year is mainly based on energy. There are 5 points in our energy cooperation which make our relationship really successful. First of all, we are very happy that after 15 long years of preparatory works, the Hungarian oil company, which is the biggest Hungarian company, generally speaking, can start the exploitation of natural gas from the gas field called Rashkovsky, together with the Kazakh and the Chinese partners. This makes MOL the biggest Hungarian investor here in Kazakhstan after investing 200 million euros. And the share of MOL in the exploitation will be around 100 million cubic meters annually speaking. So this is very, very important for us. This can be a flagship of our cooperation. Exploitation will start in December. So finally, after finding the source in 2008, 15 years have gone, and now it is obvious that it was a good decision to stick to the project and not to give it up during that period of time. Second, our efforts to diversify our sources where we buy oil from became successful this year, as we have already bought 630,000 tons of oil from Kazakhstan on a mixed route, land route and maritime route. We are really glad that Kazakhstan is becoming an important partner of ours regarding the oil supply. And this fact shows as well that it has paid off to argue in favor of exempting the oil deliveries from the Caspian region to Europe from the EU sanctions imposed on Russia. The third is nuclear, definitely. I see a huge potential in our nuclear cooperation, given the fact that Hungary has been using nuclear power for more than 4 decades. And we have very positive experience with nuclear power. 1/3 of our electricity consumption has been covered by nuclear. Half of all the electricity which is produced in Hungary is produced by our nuclear power plant. And we are now building 2 new reactor blocks, with which 70% of our electricity demand will be supplied by nuclear. You know, we do consider nuclear as a cheap, sustainable, environmentally friendly, and safe way of generating energy. So if I can give an advice, if I can be brave enough, I would say that Kazakhstan, especially putting into consideration the huge reserves you do have of uranium, you should definitely go for nuclear as well. We can take part in that project, as the first nuclear engineers and experts of Kazakhstan will arrive to Hungary later this year for training and education purposes, based on an agreement we have signed earlier on the education and the training cooperation between Kazakhstan and Hungary. On the other hand, we are participating in the green transition of your city called Taraz, since the Hungarian company is building solar parks there, delivering electric buses, and we also hope that this project will be extended nationwide. And last but not least, the Hungarian state-owned electricity company does have a patent which is unique and successful all over the world, which is a cooling system cooling system of power stations, and a cooling system which is dry, so it does not need water. And already 3 power stations in Kazakhstan have been utilizing this dry cooling system, and we hope that it's going to be further extended. So these 5 points show very clearly that the field of energy made us extremely successful this year, and this is the most successful year ever, putting into consideration the history of our bilateral economic
We
cooperation.
can also say that the partnership is very diversified in terms of
Absolutely, you see
cooperating
everything,
in energy sector,
everything's involved,
yes,
yeah.
in particular.